All right, so I had said that I was going to do this sooner or later, but I was waiting. I guess what it was when you buy one of these cars, like these GM Ultiums, they give you an option. And the option is, do you want us to give you a rebate to have your charger installed into your house, or do you want 2 years of EVgo fast charging? So EVgo is the company that they picked to allow you to do fast charging, right? So what I decided to do was I wanted to test out one of these EVgo stations. I wanted to see what the experience was like, because I've noticed a lot of YouTubers, what they've been doing is if they've gotten Cybertrucks or if they've gotten any other electric car, they've been testing out the experience of what it's like to actually charge these cars. Ultimately, what it really comes down to is we're ambassadors for all of these products. It doesn't matter what brand you get, but a lot of people don't like, they don't like the idea of electric cars, or they're not comfortable with the idea of electric car, which I totally understand. If you're the type of person who takes like really long road trips constantly, an EV is probably not for you. Now, I'll tell you about myself, just in case you're new here, because I'm getting new subscribers like all the time. I don't take road trips. I've flown all around the world, but I don't take road trips in America. Part of the reason for that is because it's like dangerous. You're driving on the road. Let's say you're trying to get there in a reasonable amount of time, and let's say you're speeding, you get pulled over by these cops. You have no idea how that's going to go. On top of that, there's a lot of car theft. Now, I have a Jeep SRT. I used to have a Dodge Charger Hellcat. As you know, the car theft is like 60 times more likely if you have a Challenger or a Charger. And with like anything that says SRT on it, the car theft is like more than 30 times higher than if you have a regular car that's not cool, So the problem is, first of all, I would never take a road trip. That's number one. It's too many variables. Carjackings, car theft, crazy cops with trigger happy fingers and all that. It's like, it's too many variables. So that said, I've been all over the world. Dubai, lived in China, lived in South Korea, Japan, Indonesia. I'm going to Philippines. I've done multiple videos, Thailand. It's like, I don't do road trips around America. I would feel safer doing a road trip in Thailand than doing a road trip right here. And that's a goddamn shame, but it is what it is. So anyway, I decided that I wanted to do an experiment, and I wanted to test out this EVgo charger that's not far away. Now, one thing that I have to say Cadillac did brilliantly, and I guess the GM Ultium platform all shares some of the same software, when you ask the computer for a charging station, for the most part, it actually automatically comes up, right? So it tells you exactly where the charging stations are.
Take exit 32S toward Amityville.
So not only does it tell you where the charging stations are, it also has a double charge symbol that says that the supercharger, that the thing is a supercharger. So it has one charging symbol if you have a regular charger, but it has a double charge symbol if you have a fast charger. So I picked the fast charger, and then I said, okay, give me the directions to the fast charger. So one of the best things that I like is the fact that because it knows you're going to a fast charger, what it starts doing immediately is it starts warming up the battery. And today is a very cold day. As you can see, it's 29 degrees. So the battery is being warmed up for fast charging. So right now, my system says I have, 152 miles of range remaining. So I want to test this fast charger out, and I want to see how quickly it delivers the rest of the battery. I want to see how long it would take to bring me up to I think it's like 280, which is my max setting. I pointed out that one thing I kind of didn't like was the fact that they force you to charge to 307
in half a mile,
at 100%.
Take exit 32S toward Amityville.
They don't want you to charge to 100% because they want to save some space in the battery. But if you do try to charge as high as you can go, your choices are 90 and 95%. 95% is 307 miles. And then right below that is like 289 miles. So the car, if you only
Take
charge...
exit 32S, then keep right at the fork.
Yeah, if you only charge to 90%, then yeah, you're going to be around like 289 miles.
Keep right at the fork.
All right. So
keep right at the fork to continue on County Line Road.
Okay, yeah, I've never been to this place, this specific place before.
In a quarter mile, turn right at Ritter Avenue.
Turn down the heat. The heater in these cars is actually very good. It gets nice and warm, nice and toasty very fast. And because of the fact that you can use the app to pre-warm the car, you can have the car nice and warm before you even come out and get inside it. So that's a very nice thing. So basically, most of the schools and a lot of the public buildings are basically having chargers installed by default. And that's a good thing. So you can go to college campuses around here. Like if I wanted to go to Queens College.
Take the next right at Ritter Avenue, then turn left.
Just about any of the campuses that have a parking lot pretty much have EV chargers. And I believe they're usually fast chargers, but don't quote me on that. But even if they're regular chargers, because of the fact that, again, these are like college students, chances are the people who are using them are actually professors, because who else could actually afford one of these damn things? So the reality is, there's a lot of places to charge. It's just that most people are going to want to use the superchargers. They're not going to want to use the regular chargers. So if I'm not mistaken, there's a Tesla charger system here. There's a supercharger
Take
here.
the next left, then turn right.
And on top of the supercharger, there is also an EVgo charger. Now, I've been to this actual plaza before a long time ago. There was a Subway here, and the management was really nasty. And I had said, I'm never going to go to that Subway again. These people are assholes. And I'm not even going to get into that. It's probably, the Subway's right there, in fact. Yeah, brings back memories. But very nasty, very nasty. So, bottom line, let's see. I believe the charging systems are probably right over here. I see, yep, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to roll over there. I see a BZ4X at that EVgo. Let me just see what it's like. I don't know what it's like, so we're going to take a look. Oh, look, this guy got a Jeep SRT. That looked familiar. That looked like mine. Kept the standard wheels. Good for you. Good boy. But he has a 2017, 2018. I have a 2015. But the beautiful thing is, once I had paid that Jeep SRT off, because see, any loan that I take out, I usually take out whatever loan it is, try to get as many rewards points as I can, and then I pay off that loan as quickly as I possibly can. So for the most part, I paid that Jeep SRT off early, and then I started saving up money knowing I was going to get an electric car. So here we go. We got the Tesla superchargers, and we got the EVgo station. So this is nice. And there's a BZ4X, and this lady's got her Model S, and this guy's got the Model 3. And then I am going to back in. Okay, yeah, I'm going to back into this thing. So the Tesla superchargers, they have not gotten the, what is it called? They haven't gotten the CCS adapters. They haven't gotten those yet. So I'm going to take up as much space as I want, because nobody can park next to me anyway. So yeah, the Tesla chargers have not gotten CCS chargers yet. I signed up. Okay, he's using the first one, so I use this one right here. So anyway, I signed up on the EVgo Fast Charge app, I signed up for basically auto charge, which basically means you just plug in and the thing is supposed to start charging. So what I want to do is I want to see if the auto charge system works, number one, and I want to see, how long it takes. So as you can see right there, it says 149 miles worth of range. So I'm going to spend a couple of bucks maybe, because I believe it's 30 cents. Tesla charges about 31 or 30 cents or something per kilowatt hour. In California, I think it's higher, but I'm pretty sure that, unlike the Tesla chargers, they're replacing these old ones and they're putting new ones out. But from what I know, these have an LCD screen on them. This one's called Seinfeld, and I don't know what that one's called, but I'll find out in a minute. These things have an LCD screen on them, and the LCD screen pretty much tells you everything about the charge cycle. But it also obviously is going to tell you the rate. So I want to see if when I plug this thing in, if it automatically starts charging. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over there to Dollar Tree, and I'm going to do just a little bit of shopping. And this is the whole point of EV vehicle charging. If you have these chargers in logical places where people will go and shop and stuff, not only will that bring business that normally wouldn't have been there to those places, but it gives people something to do in the 30 minutes of, because these guys got superchargers. So the thing about it is it takes them 30 minutes to charge. But if you put these things in movie theaters, schools, any place where somebody would normally have to be for an hour or two, then you can't go wrong. So the EV superchargers have dual charging. So they can charge CCS and that other thing called CH Demote. So the beautiful thing about that is that, yeah, let's see. Well, let's just see what happens when I just plug this shit in. Let's see. All right. Yeah, it's really cold out here. I gotta get my jacket. So if I plug, I gotta take the cap off. The CCS double charge cap. I'll take this shit off real quick. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, I got a Mercedes EQS 580 pulling in. All right, so let's see if it'll automatically communicate. It says, do you have an EV account? Yes, I do. Start a session in your EVgo app. Scan program card on the RFID reader. Paying by credit card. All right, so let's see what happens if I scan the account on my phone. So it says it's authorizing. I just put my card near it. It didn't automatically start when I plugged it in. So it says it's authorizing, please wait. And I feel bad. The EQS 580 is waiting pretty much for one of us. But this BZ4X has been here for a while, so I think he should be out of here. What the fuck? It says authorization declined. Card error. There was an issue with the card. All right, let me try this shit again. Instead of using the Visa card, I used my Apple Pay on my phone, and I activated this system using the Visa card. So now I'm waiting to see if it goes through. So I've been here about 4 or 5 minutes. Shit, what the fuck? Fucking thing declined again. All right, I gotta try something else. I'm gonna try swiping the card this time. Card reader error.
That's what they did to me the other day. And then I'm sitting there and I'm getting mine installed tomorrow. They're finally putting the charger at my house because I can't do it.
Yeah,
this is like 3 weeks of hell. I hate it.
So every time you come here, you had the same problem.
One or the two of them.
That guy's not having a problem.
No,
but
it's like one always works and one doesn't.
Now, I don't have the EVgo card yet.
Me neither.
I'm waiting for it to come.
I guess I should get it.
Yeah, no, well, I think when you sign up the account, they automatically send it to you.
I mean, it's like crazy.
Yeah, but, I'm waiting for Tesla to open up their chargers to everybody. I think that's going to be soon, and all you got to do is get the adapter.
It's embarrassing. As soon as those cars come in, 20 minutes later, they're gone.
Supercharging for them takes 30 minutes or less.
I know.
And I came to test to see how long it would take with this.
Yeah.
But
they even have to pay for that.
No. If you bought a Tesla in the very beginning,
right,
you have unlimited supercharging, and as long as you kept the old car, right? But with these new ones, if you just bought a Tesla, you get like a couple of months of supercharging.
Gotcha.
With this car, EVgo, I get 2 years.
Oh, you
but
do?
they take their sweet time giving me the card.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
Did Mercedes give you any free charging?
Yeah,
or
30 minutes.
30 minutes? But here's a question. Why didn't you go to the Mercedes dealer that's right there, Massapequa? Why don't you just go right to Mercedes?
I bought it from Rosalind.
It doesn't matter. It's a Charger. It doesn't matter. It's just a Mercedes. So if you go to the dealer that's right there at Massapequa on Sunrise, their charger I know works because they charge their cars right there with it.
Oh,
so,
right.
And that's like a
Yeah,
couple
but
of blocks away on
I
Sunrise.
got like 20 miles to dead.
No. Mercedes
No, I know
Massapequa is
exactly
right
where
there.
it is. Yeah. All right, man. Hey,
Good luck, because
man.
I'm not having any. But I got a charger. I got my charger at home installed. It cost me like $1,000, and I haven't had any problems with it. I'm just here because I'm testing this, and this shit it's not working right.
That's why I wasn't gonna do it, because if you know what, if this doesn't work, at least you could jump on that one.
Yeah.
I'll come back later.
All right, yeah, but get you better get to that deal for you. You know, you turn into a brick. Looks great though. My aunt has the car. She doesn't have the SUV. She has the EQS car. Looks good.
She likes it.
Oh yeah, she loves it.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah, right. All right.
Hey, man, have a good day.
You too. Yeah, so as you can see, this test of EVgo is not fucking going very well. I'm gonna try my card like one more time, and then I'm just gonna give up. So I'm gonna actually test my phone one more time, and then I'm just gonna give up because, in fact, okay, yeah, I'll do the card. So there is a standard protocol which makes it so you can, when you use these things, that you could basically just plug the car in and it just start charging. Now, I thought I'd signed up for that, but the shit didn't fucking do nothing. Like, the shit didn't work. So right there, I'm getting beeps on my watch, and it's telling me that this thing has just been activated, but it hasn't charged me yet. And I was really hoping I'd be able to go over to the Dollar Tree, but this fucking thing doesn't want to work. So if that's the case, then I'll just charge at home, because to tell you the truth, it's actually cheaper to charge at home than it is to even come here. I just came here because I wanted to test the superchargers. And this is not going well at all. Yep, there it goes, declined. Card error detected. So guess what? My first test of the public charger, EVgo, has been a failure. So it's been an absolute failure. So at this point, I just give up. I will wait until I get the EVgo card in the mail, and then what I'll do is I'll come back, because this is not working. So bottom line is, I've heard nightmares about these damn things. Like, I've heard people driven deep into the woods and shit, and they couldn't charge their car. So when Tesla activates the supercharger network for all CCS cars, at that point, we're Gucci. But as it stands, this shit is not impressive at all. This is not impressive. I'm not impressed. So it is what it is. And I'm very disappointed. I am going to go buy Family Dollar real quick. I'm going to go buy Family Dollar just real quick. And I'm going to, this guy seems to be doing great. I think. I don't know if his thing is charging. He might have frozen to death inside that car. I don't know. Maybe it's charging, maybe it's not. So, yeah, I'm just gonna run over to Family Dollar, buy some stuff for the week. So this is the Tesla charger. This is the reason why I still own stock in Tesla. So that's the Tesla charger. Tesla was smart. Tesla had DC AC charging built into one plug, and meanwhile, everybody else didn't know exactly which standard they were going to use. So that's the Tesla charger. So what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to put the NACS and CCS into one thing, and then that's it. But yeah, this guy right here with this thing, yeah, I don't even know if he's really charging. He might be. I don't know. His might have stopped. So the bottom line is, my first attempt was a failure, but that's okay, because I've got my charging at home. See, I said, is your car charging okay? Yeah. It's charging all right. Yeah, I don't know. I was having problems. Do you have the EVgo card, or did you use a credit card?
No, EVgo.
You have the EVgo card. Yeah. You know what? I think this thing has a problem with credit cards, but you know what? That's okay. So, it's no big deal. And I will say this again, I will not be fully comfortable I'm not taking no road trips. I will be fully comfortable with actually driving this car long range only when Tesla opens up their superchargers. Once that happens, I can go anywhere I want to go. So for right now, I just charge at home. It's no big deal. But as I said, I don't do road trips. And if I was going to do a road trip, it would be in a minivan, because minivans are the best for road trips. And I really, some people don't like the reliability of the Chrysler Pacifica. I hear you. But I would do a Chrysler Pacifica, or I would do a Kia Carnival. One of those two. I would definitely do a road trip, one of those two. But there's like nothing else. There's nothing else that I would trust more than a minivan. So let me see. Maybe if I park right here, I can get in and out of here before a handicapped person comes anywhere near my car. So I'll watch this lady with this door. All right, that's that. This little pole is a little thing. All right, so I'm gonna get right in there and get right out. So we're just gonna go right into Dollar Tree. I just gotta buy a couple of little things. I think I may stop by Security Dodge after I just got finished making that video about the Charger Banshee concept. So I might stop by there real quick. So basically I just wiggle my foot. Oh yeah, let me do it again. All right.
Nice looking stuff.
Thank you. I keep telling people if I was going to take a road trip, I'd get a minivan instead.
Yeah,
but
you have limited miles with the electric.
It's about 250. In fact, I just tried to use their charger over there. They have a charging station over there. Didn't work. The Tesla chargers work well, but the community chargers don't. But I have a charger at home. Yeah. All right, you have a nice day. Huh? Yeah, thank you. Martin Luther King Day. All right. Okay. Hey, that looks like a, well, that's a regular Blazer. Yeah. I thought for a second that was the Blazer EV, because I think right in front of me there's a Volkswagen ID4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these public chargers. It's actually, it's not a good thing when your very first experience with a public charger is bad. Like that's not a good thing at all. That looks really bad. That looks really bad. So I really think a lot of people who are potential EV buyers are probably turned off by the fact that these chargers are so unpredictable. Now, and you know what? And it leads me to what I was saying. See, this is my philosophy when it comes to buying stock. The reason why I don't mind holding and buying Tesla stock and just holding it, the reason why I don't mind is because those superchargers, that's like Tesla's absolute best asset. And when they open, do you understand that they charge people like 30-something cents per kilowatt hour, right? When they open up those chargers, that is going to be I will say this, Tesla might get more profit charging people to use their superchargers than they do selling cars. You gotta think, this is 4D chess that we're playing right here. You gotta really have a brain for this. When you're talking about like buying stock and stuff and holding stock, it's like that they're gonna make a lot of money. They're gonna make a lot of money. But you just don't see it yet. And that's the reason I don't mind buying and holding their stock. So I still have a lot of their shares, because you got to remember, I bought all my shares before the splits. So, it's like I still have a lot of shares left over after I bought my second house. I have a lot of their shares left over. And, when it dips down, I take that as an opportunity to buy more, because the reality is, if they do skyrocket again with, the profitability of their supercharger network, they may do another stock split. And if they do another stock split, you know, I'm just going to have even more shares. You know? See, this would be a great place to put a supercharger station. A lot of these rundown businesses that have failed, like this Checkers, and I like their burgers. The problem was they're right next door to a Taco Bell. You know, so that doesn't help. Look at this. This is America right there. That's America crumbling under Democrats. But anyway, bottom line is Tesla is going to do well for reasons that you don't even realize yet. And I've made a small fortune off of Tesla stock, and I'm gonna keep on hodling, they call it hodling. So yeah, let's run by Security Dodge real quick since we're over here. Say hi, mingle. They don't have any new products yet. They may have some cool stuff on the lot, but I don't think they have anything new yet. Just stop in and say hi. Oh boy, I'm a little disappointed. But once again, I'm going to go right back to that same charging station when I get my EVgo card in the mail. And I'm going to do a second test. So I'm going to label this as test number 1 or experiment 1. But I'm going to do this again. And what I think I may also do... Oh, was that a Gremlin? I think that was like one of those AMC Gremlins or something. That little blue-white car. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to do... Every single time I'm near an EVgo charger, I'm going to test and see what that experience is like. Just to do it. Regardless how much power I need or regardless how much power, you know, I may want to get. I'm always going to do those tests. That 500, that is a bad fucking car. I just wish they had made that electric. Because, see, what you don't understand about those S-Classes is those cars guzzle gas. Like, in fact, I personally think I was getting lower gas mileage in the S-Class than I was actually getting my Jeep SRT. And you could understand why you'd get low gas mileage in the Jeep SRT, because that's got a 6.4 liter Hemi. But that S-Class, man, that damn thing guzzles gas. It's not even funny. See, what people don't seem to understand about these turbocharged engines, and this is the reason why I'm not excited about that new twin-turbo Hurricane that they're planning on putting in that Charger. What a lot of people don't seem to understand is that when you have a twin-turbo engine, what is required, first of all, is premium fuel to get the maximum peak power. But on top of that, those things require a lot of air. So those turbochargers suck it in air, and the more air you need, the more fuel you need in order to combust. So if you put your foot down, you're using more boost, and more boost requires more air, requires more fuel, requires more air. So it's like a vicious cycle, and it runs down your fuel economy. Like like that twin turbo 6, I don't care if they do say it puts out 510 horsepower. This car puts out over 500 horsepower, and it's electric and doesn't use any fuel. But the bottom line is, it's like those cars are, you know, for one thing, they're fuel thirsty as much as a Hemi. They did a test with the 6.4 versus the twin turbo 6, and they were like, yeah, you're only going to save up to like 2 miles per gallon, but the maintenance and the repairs on this engine make it not worth it. That's the Ford Bronco. Everybody wants a Bronco. Well, some of these people want a Bronco. I never wanted that car. But yeah, I mean, that I'm not happy with it. And the other problem is the turbo lag. Like, some people who've driven those cars with the twin turbo engines, they've noted, like, they'll be on the highway, they're driving, they try to pass somebody, and they floor it, and the car seems to, like, do nothing for a couple of seconds, and then it's like a hair trigger throttle. It's like, it does, like, nothing, and then it just goes towards it. It's like, nah, man. I like linear acceleration. Jeep SRT, whoa, what the fuck? Why am I shaking? Did you see that? There's like a little bit of shaking. That was weird. Okay, but anyway, what is it called? The 300 I had, the 300 V6, linear acceleration. The 300 SRT, linear acceleration. Charger Hellcat, linear acceleration. Those cars produce a lot of power, and they do it in a very, very predictable manner. These twin turbos, nah, that shit got turbo lag. I got a problem with that. And I don't even like the twin turbos in the Mercedes S-Class. I don't like those either. Like, when I step on that gas, I expect that accelerator to behave equal to the pressure I put down with my foot. Them twin turbos don't do that. Even this car, when you put your foot down, like right now, I have my tippy toe on the accelerator, and my tippy toe is enough that when I want full power, I'm getting full power. What do they got? What is this? What do they got? Yeah, I get, the Hornet, yeah. Yeah, I get, with my tippy toe, I'm getting full power. And it's effortless. But these twin turbos, nah, man. Nope. Not excited. Not impressed, not excited. Not impressed, not excited. Yeah, I don't really see anything new. But they don't really have anything new yet. I wonder if the 304 Cherokee is here. The what is it? Yeah, the Cherokee 304. I wonder if that's here right now. Probably not. Oh. I'm glad those guys liked my car. They're like, oh, this thing is a beauty. When you drive by the girls, you can't look at their face because their panties just fall off. The guy said that. Yeah, it's going to be a while before they replace all this stuff. But I got to say that the Grand Wagoneer, I mean, right now with Lincoln, you can't get a V8 engine. Cadillac Escalade gives you a V8. Wagoneer gives you an optional V8 if you get it immediately, and you can get the 6.4. But they move into that twin turbo Hurricane, and I can't say that I'm excited. I can't. I drove it. The truck itself is really nice, but that engine, man, you're putting too much stress on that engine. It's not, that engine is not designed for that much weight. And that's what it really comes down to. That's just too much weight. All right, let me see if I can get in here. Because, see, I really don't want anybody parking next to me, so forgive me if I have to park a little ash-hole-ish. I really don't want anybody parking next to me, and you can understand why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up just enough space so there's, like, no way. It's like, I do not want you parking next to me. I'm sorry. It is what it is, but let me see. I'm going to get right on that line. And I got to just stay just far enough away from the Rams. Just stay right. Just enough away from the Rams. But I do not want you parking next to me. All right. There we go. That's perfect. All right, I'm not going to be here long. Anyway. So we're going and see. So everybody's talking about that electric charger now.
Right?
Yeah, that's like the new big thing.
What do you think?
I don't know yet. I don't know until I drive it. Yeah, look. You can take a look at it. Heated, cool Mercedes. It's electric. This one's all electric.
Are those lights in the grill?
Yeah, push the unlock button. Oh, okay, so it already did a light test.
I've just seen it.
Huh?
So it opens the window for you?
Yeah, as soon as you get near the car, it opens automatically.
It's like a really nice Tesla type of deal, right? With the double glass.
Yeah, I could never buy a Tesla. I'm not crazy about those interiors. They don't have nothing. This has heated, cooled massage seats and, big screen and everything, Google Maps, comfy. The Tesla Y is nice and they're selling well, but I don't like Tesla's interiors.
Miles on it?
Huh?
You only have 100 miles on it?
No, it says I've driven 802 miles.
Oh, wow.
I've had this thing for like 2 weeks, I think. I got it on the January 2nd. $80,000, but I got some discounts.
Well made.
Huh?
Well made.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, but everybody's talking about that charger. I'm waiting to see what that looks like. Oh,
Is
yeah.
it all-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive, dual motor, 500 something horsepower.
What do you mean by dual motor?
With an electric car, there's no engine and there's no transmission. So there's a motor back here and there's a motor up front, and that drives the wheels. So it's dual motor, 500 horse.
So each motor drives each two wheels?
Every motor drives a set of wheels.
Set of
Yeah.
axles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like the color you picked.
So I like silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
My
like
buddy's
silver
got
and silver.
Escalade in this color.
What?
My buddy has the Escalade V in this color.
$150,000. Nice car,
Yeah.
but has he seen the electric Escalade? That's the
No.
one I like.
He hasn't seen that one yet.
Those cars are gas guzzlers. I mean, like, those things are really, really, really bad. Gas like $4 or $5 a gallon.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
We got it when it first came in. I didn't put that many miles on it.
Ah.
So you said find out how did he?
Yeah, they quoted me. I think it's like $1,200 a year. So I'm gonna do the Jeep one Haggerty.
But you can only drive so many miles?
No, but I don't even care because right now it just sits there. Right now it's like a paperweight, but I'll get more driving out of it. I want to repair. I want to get new wheels and stuff.
This Haggerty can't do that miles?
I don't know yet. Make this really quick because they're playing music in the background. This is a Charger. I don't know if this is a red eye. No, it's not. This is I'm sorry, it's a Challenger. My fault. I don't know why I always say Charger, but this is a Hellcat Jailbreak. I should have said it's a Challenger Hellcat Jailbreak. $84,000, $134,347 for the rest of you. Jailbreak. So I guess after people saw that Banshee concept, I think a whole lot of people are going to rush out and try to get one of these instead, because a lot of people, they may or may not be feeling the electric. But me personally, I'm going all in on electric, you know. So I got this 392 right here. Got that 392 right there is, what is this? 82,005. Market adjustment 15. This is a Scat Pack. In fact, let me get out of here before that music messes me up. Oh, look at this. Look at this. They got the orange one. Mango, Go Mango. Got a Go Mango right here. This is, I think it may be a red eye. I don't think it's a red eye, actually. I got to check closely. See, I'm really disappointed that they didn't do more with this badge to say that the thing is a red eye from a distance. And yes, it looks like this is a red eye. I can see the jewel now. From certain angles, you can't see it. So they got a red eye Challenger, and they got the regular red Challenger, but this is the Go Mango. And this one is definitely used, I think, because I didn't see the regular factory sticker on it. But looks fabulous. Looks fabulous. It's nice. To tell you the truth, it's like me personally, that Demon 170, yeah, that is definitely a collector item. If I had a Demon 170, that thing would be locked up and I would never ever use it. And that's not good for the car. That's not good for the car. And right here you have the Chrysler Pacifica. If I was ever doing a road trip, this is exactly what I'd be doing it in. Because, first of all, these things are kind of like invisible. It's like you don't have to worry about car theft. You don't have to worry too much about parts theft. You don't have to worry about gas mileage. This is the plug-in hybrid version, as you can see. This gets 80 miles to a gallon. So yeah, if I was doing a road trip, this is what I'd want to have. So what I would do is I'd charge up in the morning, charge that battery up, and then we'd get on our road trip. Somewhere on the road trip, maybe at the hotel if they have a little charger, I would charge the battery back to full, and that would be that, you know? And here they have a Ram TRX hidden behind the other cars. You can't put the TRX right out there because somebody will try to steal it. See, that's the downside. If you have an SRT, Hellcat, anything with a Hellcat engine in it, you have to treat that thing like it's your grandmama's diamonds, because they will fucking steal the shit out of these cars. But this is orange. It is sold. Look at that. Sold. This one's sold. Market adjustment. 175,265 sold. The Ram TRX. This, I have to say, this is my favorite truck. But because, as you've seen, I'm driving in and out of Manhattan. As you've seen, constantly in and out of Manhattan, this would never, ever work for me at all. Because it is much too big. You'd be ripping people's mirrors off. You'd be hitting these people on these bikes. People trying to sue you. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I love this truck, man. Ford, even, I seen the new Raptor that has the V8, and even that doesn't look as good as this car does. This thing is like a beast monster, gigantic beast monster. This thing is amazing. This is a real truck, or this is a real truck right here. This is a real man truck. This one has everything. It has the heads-up display in there. It has the heated, cooled seats. And it has the heated seats in the back. So you can see right down there. I can see it. Heated, cooled seats. It has dual USB-C chargers. Who's making all that goddamn noise? But anyway, this is right here. This is what you want. The TRX. If I lived in Pennsylvania, or if I lived on a farm or something, and I had the space, I'd have bought me a TRX. But not here in New York, no. In fact, you're not even allowed to drive that truck on certain roads. You're not allowed to because that truck is so heavy that you actually have to get the truck license for commercial trucks. And you have to go to weigh stations and shit. It's like, I ain't got time for that. And the Hornet. The Hornet RT Plus tech package, right? So this is what Stellantis decided that Americans wanted. They wanted a $51,000 rebadged Alfa Romeo Tonale. That's what they decided we want. So naturally, no matter how far or close or whatever you park, naturally somebody's gonna park right next to you. So in that short amount of time, somebody drove up with their Jeep, but that's okay. Look at this shit. But you know what? I ain't even worried about it. So, yeah, I just felt like coming by. And, oh, by the way, you know one thing I realized I haven't done with my car? My car has the, what is it called? Open it with your cell phone, open it with your card key thing. Like you get like a little plastic key. You can open it like that. Yeah, so I was just in there saying hi to the SRT sales guy. He's in charge of selling all the SRT products. And I was talking to the owner of the dealer. So if you're looking to buy a Jeep, Chrysler, or Dodge product and you're in the New York area, or if you like any of the cars that you saw me show, come right on down to Security Dodge, Amityville, Long Island. Right? Easy to find. Security Dodge. Getting out of here. Security Dodge, Amityville, Long Island. Okay. All right. Yep, Security Dodge, Amityville, Long Island. So I just got me some coffee. Get my coffee going. Caffeine. Yeah, so again, I'm disappointed with my charger test. What are you gonna do? Uh-oh, they got a cop right over there waiting and watching. They're watching the stop sign right here. So let me just put my hand down because I don't want them to think that I'm, recording them, because then they'll definitely pull you over. So anytime you see me with a cop car around, oh yeah, you can bet that I'll definitely be making an extra special stop at the stop sign and booking it therefore after. So if you see me put my hand down, that's because there's a cop next by. In fact, I'm getting work done on one of my houses later today. I'm having a little bit of roofing done. Yeah, that's health and fitness, Becky. Get it, Becky. I should be out there with her. But I'm driving around testing EV chargers. So anyway, I'm getting roofing done on one of my houses today. And let me tell you something. And I was going to make a community post about this. Let me tell you something. I have nothing against these foreign, they're not really illegal immigrants, but I've got nothing against these foreign worker roofers. I have nothing against them. I was checking around for roofing, and it was a specific roof repair that I wanted done. Basically, it's called the eaves. Like you see around the edge of the roof, that guy's eaves are damaged, but this guy's eaves are nice and clean and everything, and they're nice and nice. So anyway, the wind out here is so high until it can tear your roof eaves apart. Like right there, you see his eaves are damaged slightly and worn, but right there, the eaves, like it's the outline of the triangle, basically. It's a special part of the roof. It's the outline of the triangle. But anyway, I called around, and it was hard as fuck to try to find somebody to do it because they said they didn't want to do a job that small. So sure enough, I called this roof, well, it was a roof, and they can also paint, but it's a construction company. It's a small construction company. And I think it's run by a dude, his name's Ronnie. But in any event, they asked me, well, how much did I get a quote from another company? And I told him, yeah, the quote was like $800. And the guy was like, oh, they charge you too much. I can get it to you much cheaper. I can get it to you for $400 or $500. And I was like, you know what? Let me check on that. Let me see. So I called the other company back this week, and I'm like, hey, guys, are you going to come and do this roof? Because, see, ultimately, I want to get solar charging just like that guy has on his roof, because I'm basically 100% electric, and I'm doing it while I can still get all the tax credits and everything, right? However you feel about that, I honestly don't care. But the bottom line is I checked with them, and they were like, oh, yeah, the weather's windy. Yeah, like just like these guys right here. These guys, all these guys, you go by Home Depot, you go by Target, these guys are waiting out there in the cold looking for a job. And the thing about it is, it's like, yeah, some people are really, how should I say, spiteful, and some people are resentful of that. But me personally, I called up this guy, and he was willing to do it, and he's willing to do it half the price these other people are willing to do it. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, listen, I ain't got nothing against these people. It's like, if they're coming here and they want to do that work, and they're willing to put in that work, and they're willing to give me discounts to get my work done, and they're doing a good job, I ain't got nothing against them. So the rest of y'all got to step your game up. Like, that's the thing. There's nothing I hate more than, there's a word for it. There's like a street term for it, but there's nothing, well, it's not ghetto, not just ghetto, but there's nothing I hate worse than ghetto service, where it's like you've got people who just aren't professional and they act like they don't want to do it and shit. It's like there's nothing I hate more than that. So, me personally, it's like, the way I see it is like, you should be willing to do jobs big and small, even if you have to charge for them. Like, I was willing to pay, but the bottom line is, they like this is the Mercedes. I was telling that guy with the EQS, I was telling him to come to this Mercedes right here to charge his car, because they have a charger right there. So I was telling that guy, yeah, come here, charge your car. But the bottom line is, I hate ghetto service where these people act like, oh yeah, well, your job is too small, we're not going to do it, and we don't want to do it. I'm like, yo, listen, it's like with this economy, you should be willing to do just about any job you can get paid for. I understand you're going to charge me a little bit more money. I understand you're going to try to make a profit. I don't have too much of a problem with that, as long as it's not egregious. But you should be jumping to get any job you can possibly get, as far as I'm concerned. But some of these people, they're just not, they don't think the same way. Some of these people, they just don't think that way. I don't know what it is. So it's like, if you miss out on work, then I guess you just miss out on work. So it is what it is. So much for charging the EVgo charger. Now, if I was driving around and if I was trying to charge the car and I was desperately in need of a charge, I'd be pissed off right now. But fortunately, that's not my issue. So I'll wait. I'll get my EVgo pass when it comes in the mail, and then I'll come back and test that same charger again. Yeah. Doesn't that feel and look so good when I can literally drive the car with a coffee and I can just relax, getting a seat massage, my booty is nice and warm, and I got the coffee, and I'm sipping the coffee, and I ain't got to worry about the car. The car is just doing a great job driving itself. It's obeying the speed limit. Ain't got to worry about Nassau County PD, NYPD. Don't got to worry about nobody. This is just fantastic. Some damn good coffee. And this thing decided it's going to turn on its own and go into this lane to get around this freaking slow Honda. So the car said, you know what? I'm tired of slow Hondas. I'm going around this lady who's not even looking and paying attention. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I love this car. I really do. I hope future cars are going to be even better than this. But I freaking love this car. I freaking love it. Got my booty, it's nice and warm. Got the massage going. Sipping my coffee. Car driving itself. Eventually, we're going to have Super Cruise get updated to Ultra Cruise. And Ultra Cruise, I'm literally going to be able to get in the car and I'm going to be able to say, hey, Cadillac, take me to work. And the car is going to take me to freaking work. Can you imagine that shit? Could you imagine being at a bar and you're drunk and you get into the car and the car is like, where would you like to go? Uh-oh, I've detected that you're drunk. Would you like me to drive you home? And you'll be like, yeah, drive me home, car. And then the car just literally just drives you your drunk ass home. Look at this. Look at this. I'm hanging on corners with the Toyota Tacoma. Just hanging on corners. Look at this. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. Look at this guy with this Mazda. Hanging. I'm just hanging with the Mazda and the Range Rover. Look at this. It's just crazy. I love it. I freaking love it. So let's go to the Dodge official Instagram and take a look at some of the 315,000 people who wrote comments about the upcoming Dodge electric or electrified muscle car. Uh-oh. First one that says, that's me right there. It says, huge letdown. Next person, love it. Maestro, all the boomers and Trumpies crying right now. Hey, electric is faster. Just because you guys killed the fucking earth, really? Just because you guys killed the earth doesn't mean the rest of us who have 20 more than 20 years left to live should suffer. The small engine packing dudes who need a V8 to compensate will have to find something else to entice the women. Man, there's a lot to unpack there, but let me just suffice to say like this. First of all, the Earth has been around for 4.5 billion years. The entire planet used to be molten lava and magma. The entire planet. It cooled down over like the next 2 billion years. Because I don't know if you know, there's this stuff called uranium. And it has a very long half-life, and when it cools down, it turns to lead and whatnot. So there was no life on Earth for the first 3 billion years. And for the most part, we didn't destroy the Earth. It's we're just here, and we're just part of the entire Earth recycling system. They call it plate tectonics. Everything you see outside
from the buildings to the houses to the everything that's on the continents, all of that's eventually going to be pushed under the earth and it's going to be melted again. It's called plate tectonics. You might want to look it up. As for global warming, while I do believe that the atmosphere is warming and everything possibly because of greenhouse gas emissions by humans, the reality is the earth has actually gone through this cycle over and over and over. They have global warming cycles and global cooling cycles. The energy that's on the earth that's not coming from the radioactive minerals inside the earth is coming from the sun. And the sun is sending energy here whether you use it or not. So the earth gets about 1/1 billionth of all of the energy produced by the sun, because you do realize the sun is a gigantic fusion generator for the most part. And we really haven't destroyed the earth, because you know what? When the sun runs out of fuel within like another 4.5 billion years, the earth is going to freeze over and everything on it is going to die and be frozen. Everything. In fact, at a certain point, the earth is going to be roasted by the sun, because the sun is going to enter what's called a red giant phase. And when that happens, the sun is going to expand until like Mercury is burnt to a crisp, and so is Venus, and so is Earth. So when you say we've destroyed the earth, I kind of have to disagree with you. Okay, let's keep going. So naturally, the first person who made a comment against him says that you must be a rainbow. We know what that means, but I'm not going to say it because of YouTube's AI censor. But when you call somebody a rainbow, you pretty much know what that means. Okay, so this person right here, I'm pushing the dislike button. This person right here, bring back the V8s. No one likes electric, okay? Men will buy it and put a V8 in it. I don't, now see, a lot of people were saying that they would buy this car and put a V8 in it. I don't think that's possible, because, now granted, yeah, you can just take a platform, you can gut the entire thing and you could put like a different engine on it. But I really don't believe that that's going to be easy with this car. Now, I will say this. What Dodge should have done, or maybe if they were smart, what they could do, is they could make these platforms and make it possible that somebody who had enough money, and we're talking like way over $200,000, it would be possible for somebody to buy a Hurricane crate engine or a Demon 170s Elephant crate engine, and then gut this car out and then just easily be able to swap that engine in. And I'm fairly certain someone's going to try to do it. But you just understand that's going to cost a lot of money. I mean, like way in excess of $250,000. If you were going to do all that, you might as well just try to buy a Demon or a Demon 170. It doesn't make sense to do any of this. It really doesn't. Okay, yeah, so men will buy and put a V8 engine. These comments are definitely not what Dodge was expecting. It's almost as if the consumers want a gas engine, okay? They're going to make a version with a gas engine. Jesus Christ, people. Okay. Bring back the fuel-powered engines. No one likes EVs, and you can clearly see that. Okay. Dislike button. Okay. Put an ICE V8 in it. Make a new engine family to meet emissions. We don't want EVs, and the Hurricane 6 is still unproven. Okay, so this is the Godfather reference. Look at how they massacred my boy. Okay, yeah, that 3,589 likes, yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat this right here. Yeah. That honestly looks terrible. Words cannot describe just how genuinely heartbreaking this post is. Okay? Who seriously thought this was a good idea after their great history with V8s? Where is your brutal design, Dodge? Dodge should be embarrassed by this. Can we swap the V8 into that SpongeBob? Okay. Yeah, Hellcats, yeah. No, God, please, no. It's so beautiful, only if they put an engine in it. Okay, another Hellcat or RT plus. Okay, crying, yes. Crying. Dislike Hellcat motor or Magnuson supercharger, I should say. Hellcats and RTs, yes. That's hideous. Another Hellcat. Okay, Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar crying. Okay, SRT car from the NY International Auto Show. Okay, SpongeBob Boo meme. This guy's crying. This guy's crying. How can y'all not realize we don't want this? Gonna be a huge flop. Just wait on it. Okay, this looks like Homelander, and he's watching, and he's just very upset. Okay, crying. Dodge, it's terrible. I swear to God. Okay, Hellcats, RT pluses. Okay, I'm JS. I guess that means just. I'm just confused on how you go from muscle to electric. Like, that makes sense. Okay. As much as I wish it wasn't so, if Dodge wants a chance to survive, it has no choice but to go electric. As different and unfulfilling as it is, the alternative to electric is millions washed away from flooding every year. Even more expensive meat and produce. Oh God, he's making global warming references. And busted AC units every July like clockwork. Okay. People saying it's electric don't do their own research. They're just putting a 3.0 twin-turbo i6 in it. Electric is just another engine option. Let me build one. Nobody buying an electric Dodge. Stop it. Nah, ain't no way they be releasing that. I can't like this post. Disgraceful. Stellantis ruined everything. OC Motivator had a comment. He said that these people are Europeans. They hate American cars. And if you really think about it, it makes sense. Gasoline over in Europe, especially when you had Russia invade Ukraine and you had the price of gas skyrocket, gasoline over in Europe is extremely expensive. The majority of the cars that are over in Europe are diesel. In America, the majority of the cars are gasoline while the trucks are diesel. Now, obviously, diesel has some benefits. Diesel generates a lot of torque at low end. And if you add a turbocharger, you can spread that torque over the rev band. Gasoline, however, is more efficient for cars, and it also produces less nitrous oxide, less pollutants into the atmosphere. Electric, assuming your energy source is clean, which right now it's not, since we use a lot of fossil fuels to produce electricity. Electric can be clean with solar and with nuclear specifically. But the reality is these Europeans, they don't like American cars. They talk bad on American cars every chance they get. And it's very possible that these people at Stellantis, which is a Dutch company for one, it's very possible that these people want to end and destroy Dodge. You know, they started, not Stellantis, but the Italians, when Sergio Marconi took over, they started by getting rid of the Magnum, and they continued to push all this Italian little-ass car bullshit on us that we didn't want. Fiats, Alfa Romeos, Maseratis. Maseratis are horrible cars to own. At a certain point, I remember they wanted like $90,000 for a Ghibli. Those cars don't sell well here. But the reality is they were pushing that stuff on us and we didn't want it. And we just let that shit sit and rot. If you go to any of these Fiat dealerships, if you go to any of these Alfa Romeo dealerships, those cars are sitting there. The only thing that moves those cars is lease aggressiveness. If they say, oh, yeah, well, if you give us, $2,000 down, we'll give you this Alfa Romeo Stelvio, and it'll be like $399 a month. It's like, nobody really wants their shit. That's why, I swear to God, if you go to any of the dealer, like if I go to any of these dealerships, Alfa Romeo or Fiat, Like those dealerships are flooded with brand new cars that they can't sell. They just can't sell them. So anyway, and I'll say again, the young generation, the millennials, they're going after these Teslas. They're getting these Tesla Model 3s and Tesla Model Ys, specifically the Tesla Model Y. So, it's just not working. But anyway, in this, Dodge, real fans are not liking it. Ew. Bring back the V8. This will be the worst upgrade. Watch the Hellcats and whatnot start being produced again in 2025, as these don't sell or work properly. This guy's crying. Ain't no one gonna be stealing that. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get one. I've been all electric for almost 3 years. Best decision I ever made. I go home and plug it in just like my phone. Just wait. Your batteries are going to die in a couple of years. Well, okay, I got to read it the way he wrote it. Just wait for your batteries to die in another couple of years and you see the $20,000 replacement bill. It's heavily documented that electric cars only last 5 years. Now, keep in mind, I just bought a Cadillac Lyriq 2024 and I leased it. So I'm not worried at all about two things. Number one, I'm not worried about the battery. And number two, I'm not worried about the white interior I have. This is the first time, as you've seen, this is the first time I've bought a white interior. The closest I came was in my 2006 Chrysler 300. I had a gray interior. But in my 2006 SRT, I had a black interior. And in my 2012 SRT, I had a black interior. In my Dodge Charger Hellcat, I had a black interior. In my Jeep SRT, I have a black interior. So this is the first white interior I ever had. Now, I expect that over time, it's going to get dingy. But guess what? It ain't my problem when the car goes back. And if by chance I like the car and I don't have any problems with it, I don't know. I might trade up for an Escalade. I really don't know. But see, the beautiful thing is I'm not locked in. Like, after I have my fun with that car, I'm not forced to keep it. Because, first of all, this technology advances really, really quickly. Computers double and triple in speed and power with, like, every single year. Right now, you got AI computers coming to the market. It's obvious that AI computers are going to take these cars over within the next 5-6 years. So, no, I don't want to be locked into these vehicles. And I do understand when people are talking down about electric cars, but I have to say, I love my car, my Lyriq. I love it. It's very comfortable. It's very luxurious. And I'm having fun with it. It is what it is. But I'm not worried about no battery costs, because the thing about it is, under these lease terms, the battery's totally covered, so I'm not worried about it. All right, so anyway, looks like a Hyundai, low key. What in the AI generated is this? Okay, that's me again, huge letdown. I can't like my own post because that's cringy. All the boomers. Oh, wait, did I just repeat? Oh, that's weird. I guess it just repeated itself. Well, okay, so I guess that's that. You get the picture. People seem to be not completely happy with this. I believe this is a production spec prototype. But what's weird? All of the lines and all of the aggressiveness is gone from this model. Now, I saw and I videotaped the Banshee SRT concept at the New York International Auto Show, and my video is still there. And in person, I mean, it looked shiny and flashy and everything. It's just that this is probably the lowest end version of the car. But I think the reason why people aren't going to like this car and don't like this car is because they pretty much know that they can't work on it. Like, for example, you see the way this hood is designed? That hood is designed for max airflow and aerodynamicness, right? You're not getting a hood scoop on one of these cars. You can't put that on this car because that would totally screw up the aerodynamicness. Furthermore, because the engine or the electric model motors or whatever, because those things don't require air in the same way to flow through them, you're not going to be putting like a Hellcat hood or a Demon hood. You're not going to be putting that on one of these cars. I think that's what pisses people off the most about these cars. It's like they can't modify them to be personalized. On top of that, if you change the wheels, like if you get those ugly ass Lexani wheels, or you get those like the Giovanni or Lexan, whatever they are, if you get those wheels, like you try to put 26s or some shit on one of these cars or 24s, you're going to run into serious problems with the system in the car. And yes, they absolutely will deny your warranty if you've put tires and wheels on these cars that they consider to be detrimental to the warranty. I know somebody who bought a Scat Pack and they upgraded the wheels. And by doing that, they ended up having a transmission problem. Now, whether or not putting these bigger wheels and these wider tires, whether or not that actually caused the transmission problem, I'll never know. But what I do know is that the warranty company denied the warranty based solely on that. Now, with my Jeep SRT, with my Chrysler 300s, with my Dodge Charger Hellcat, I would never have upgraded the wheels and tires. I wanted it to be exactly what it was when I bought it. Now, the downside to that was because those cars were rear-wheel drive, with the exception of the Jeep, because those cars were rear-wheel drive, the problem was that they didn't have enough traction. So, yeah, you can get more traction by making wider wheels and wider tires, but then you run the risk of voiding your warranty. So, I think a lot of people don't like the fact that with these EVs, it's very difficult to modify these things. It's very, like, there's very few things you can modify. You can tint the windows. Yeah, that's not a problem. But when you start talking about changing the body panels and you start talking about, like, skirt kits and all that stuff, the car's not designed for that, and it's only going to cause problems. And again, the warranty company may not warranty it or cover it. So yeah, those are the pictures. I mean, some people have been saying this must probably be the SXT version of the car because there's no badges on it and it doesn't look exciting and this, that, and other. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, it doesn't really grab me. It's basically like those old generated docs. Like, I remember when people would take these photoshops and they would make a Charger into a 2-door rather than a 4-door. That's what it really looks like to me. It looks like it's just like it just looks like, it looks like those old generated images that I used to see, years ago. Now, the real question is, where's the 4-door version? Because the 2-door version tends to be their cheapest version, and it also tends to be their best selling when you look at the Challenger versus the Charger. The Challenger outsold the Charger by far. The Challenger also was outselling the Chrysler 300, and the Challenger was obviously outselling the Magnum. I always believed that they made a huge mistake by not keeping the Magnum around, because just as they had gotten rid of the Magnum, you got to remember, they did that around 2008, 2009 because of the bailout era. I think getting rid of the Magnum was a stupid idea. They had the perfect opportunity to have four cars that use the Pentastar V6, the Hemi 5.7, the 6.4 Hemi, and the Hellcat. They had 4 cars where all of the parts were interchangeable for the most part. Or like the transmission, the engine. They never gave the Magnum the 8-speed torque flight transmission. They never gave the Magnum the Hellcat engine. They never gave the Magnum the 6.4. They never gave the Magnum the Uconnect touch and all that. Like, they had 4 cars. Think about that. They had 4 cars that by now they could have had 4 cars that they were selling as a muscle car family. Now, I'll give them credit. The TRX turned out better than I expected. The Jeep Trackhawk, to me, was not as exciting as I had expected. The Dodge Durango Hellcat turned out pretty much what I expected. So the Trackhawk was underwhelming. The TRX was above average. And the Dodge Durango Hellcat, I feel, was right exactly, pretty much what I expected. But they would have had, think about this, they would have had 7 vehicles: the Magnum, the Challenger, the Charger, the 300, the TRX, and the Durango Hellcat. Oh, and the Trackhawk. I wouldn't have called it the Trackhawk. I would have called it the Jeep Hellcat. They would have had all of that family of car using the same engine, the same transmission, and a lot of the same parts. So your costs would have been low because, with the exception of the body panels, the cars would have basically been the same thing from car to car to car, with the exception of the TRX, obviously. But your costs are paid for. Your costs are low because the Hemi engine it was paid for a long time ago. That car is like the technology was ancient, with the exception of the transmission. All of that shit was obsolete, ancient stuff. But it was all paid for and people wanted it. You would have had the Magnum, the Challenger, the Charger, the 300, the TRX, the Jeep Hellcat, and the Durango Hellcat. That would have been 7 cars. All of them riding the same parts for the most part. But they just didn't do it. They just didn't do it. So now this is where you are. I'm underwhelmed. I will try to withhold judgment until I can actually drive this thing. Because I'm fairly certain that my Dodge dealer, when they get one in, they'll let me test drive it or whatever. Or when they get a couple in or they have a demo, they'll let me test drive it. They'll let me see it and everything. I'll try to withhold judgment. I will try, because you know what they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. I'll try to withhold judgment, but it's obvious that the audience for this vehicle, it's obvious that they're not happy. And I will say this: the vast majority of people who I know who have Hellcats, who have Chargers, Challengers of whatever spec, the vast majority of them I know do not have a house. They do not have, like me, where I can just get up and go outside and plug this shit into my house and it's charging. Most of them don't have their own charging infrastructure. The vast majority of these people I know, they have apartments and they park outside. Now, there's a lot of people who do have houses. There's a lot of them who don't have garages. And there's a lot of them who don't have the charging infrastructure. So that right there, that's going to cost you an extra $2,000 between the equipment and the installation. That's going to cost you like an extra $2,000. And, anybody who buys a car like this, $2,000 more shouldn't be that big of a problem. But most of them, they don't seem too anxious to have to sit at a charger and wait for the vehicle to charge. Now, keep in mind, when I charge my car, I come home from work. If I need to charge the car, I just plug it in. I go inside, have dinner, relax, get in my bed. By the time I'm closing my eyes to sleep, the car is fully charged to 100%. Most of these people, they don't have that kind of infrastructure. And a lot of them just don't really, they're just not that interested. And they're not interested in charging. And I've driven by a lot of superchargers and I've looked at the people while they're charging. It's snowing outside, it's raining outside. They have to sit there for 30 minutes at least. At the Tesla superchargers, that's a 30-minute charge. at the other fast chargers, which I'm going to test out an EVgo fast charger very soon, probably in one of my next videos. Because when I bought my Cadillac Lyriq, I got 2 years free charging at the EVgo chargers. I also recently signed up for the EVgo system, waiting for my card to get here in the mail for the free charging. I'm going to test out the EVgo charger, and maybe sooner or later I'll test out an Electrify America charger if I see that they have a fast charger somewhere. But the reality is, I haven't seen the enthusiasm for these cars. I just haven't seen it. So, time will tell. Time will tell. There's a very good possibility that, what are those people? Stellantis, they may be planning within 5 or 10 years possibly to cut Dodge off. Because keep in mind, if you really look at Chrysler's been passed around like a cheap hooker. I remember, what was it? It was Daimler Chrysler at one point. And then after that, it became, Cerberus after the bailout era or during it. Then it became FCA. Then it's Stellantis now. And I owned stock. I owned stock in FCA. And as Stellantis took it over, the stock got changed to Stellantis. So I'm making a dividend on that. And actually, we're always in the green because I bought it like way back when it was FCA. So I'm always in the green on the stock. And I'm making dividends on my stock. But the way it looks to me, Jeep and Ram look like those things are going to last a lot longer than Dodge is going to last. But again, I'm going to try to withhold judgment till I drive it. And hopefully, maybe it'll turn me around. Maybe I'll drive it. I'll be like, holy shit, this is amazing. This is the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know. But we'll see what happens in the future. I just don't know right now.
Just to demonstrate, once again, to close this portion of the video, all I do, turn on my Electron, let it boot up. It's booted up. Get my charger wire. Plug in. Wait for the red light to go to green. And that's it. That's all I ask for these goddamn public chargers. But for the time being, we'll just have to wait and see how they figure out how to improve them.
To be continued.